Morning, good afternoon. Engaging in sexual relations with a person other than one's regular partner. To be disloyal, treacherous, or insincere. These are all terms for being unfaithful. Some people don't understand unfaithful. Or the question really is what is the extent of your loyalty to another person? Is it to your own demise? You you should be loyal to a person's expectations of you? Things that can go wrong in a relationship in the Philippines. That's what I want to talk to you about today. We're talking about the bliss of having a relationship with a Filipina and coming to the Philippines, establishing a new life. That's the main topic of mostly all the vloggers, is the rewards of a relationship with a Filipina. Well, we've all heard about the scams. We've all heard about the things that the Filipina is accused of doing and how she's accused of being. And those things are pretty much to the detriment of a foreigner. It's not an advantage for him, it's a disadvantage for him. So, I want to tell you about being in a relationship that is a disadvantage to your well-being. When I say a disadvantage to your well-being, meaning that there's nothing good gonna ever come from it, simply because the motive of the opposite party is corrupt. It's no good. Remember, we said the Filipina, she has a hustle. Okay? Her hustle, if she is a Filipino who is looking for a foreigner, her hustle involves and entails her finding a foreigner, marrying a foreigner, and achieving whatever it is she expected to achieve in that hustle or in that relationship. Okay? Some hustles are positive, some hustles are negative. Okay? A positive hustle is a Filipino who knows herself, knows that her best mate would not be a Filipino, but a foreigner, any foreigner. There are certain zodiac signs that are comparable to the opposite race than what they are. And they seem to be more attracted to someone who is of a different nationality than them. That's in zodiac. So the Filipina, who, remember, we said all Filipinos don't particularly engage in relationships with foreigners. They shun them. They don't participate. But the ones who do, remember, they have a strategic plan as to how to carry this out, and they have assistance from other Filipinos who perhaps have done it, who trying to do it, or are engaged in the process. And remember, Marita's gossip, talking amongst the Filipina, is everyday affair. This is nothing new. Okay? So if they are engaged in the purpose of finding a foreigner, those people are going to attract, they're going to communicate, they're going to talk. What works, what don't work. Okay? Here, the thing of I'm trying to get across to you that if you find yourself in a relationship and there's so many red flags, don't try to make it work. It's not going to work. Because one thing for sure and two for certain, the Filipino hustle could be to your detriment, could be not for your benefit. It could be to the point that, well, they're just expecting to get XYZ, that's it, and move on. Okay? That being said, you're stuck in the middle between giving and then receiving XYZ. And then once they achieve or they decide that they haven't achieved or they give up on trying to achieve, then ripcord, they pull a cord. You see, it's not enough in it. It's not worth it. Remember, some hustlers have short-term, medium-term, and some have a long-term plan. You see? And if a Filipina decides that the long-term is not worth it, or they want to expedite the long-term, it's going to be at your detriment. Okay? It's going to be at your detriment. So what you have to decide is, what's the red flags? Do they cheat? When I say cheat, meaning do they lie? Do you know of lies that the Filipina has told you that was at your detriment? Lies, scams. Do they tell you, I need money for this, I need money for that, I need money for the other, we need a new roof on the house, which are all lies. You see? Oh, I'm not married. Oh, my husband died. Lies. So, if you begin a relationship with a lot of red flags, a lot of negatives, trust and be assured that it's not going to work. Because whatever their goal was, whatever their purpose was for telling those original lies, it still exists. Only thing happened, the lie got exposed during the process. They didn't intend the lie to be exposed, but the lie got exposed. And the lie still exists. It don't go away after so many years. Do the lie go away? No, the lie don't go away. It still exists. It's still there. There was still a reason and a purpose for telling that lie. And it's not to your advantage, it's to your disadvantage. So, what does that mean? That means that when you have a relationship, you have to be fully conscious and aware of the fact that the Filipino hustle could be a long-term or a short-term hustle. And whatever the hustle is, it could be to your advantage, it could be to your disadvantage. Now, what I want to tell you is, if the hustle involves a lot of lies, if it involves a lot of deceit, if it involves the fact that your expectations are never met, but you're always expected to meet their expectations, there's no even exchange, then know that the lies, the unwillingness to meet your expectations, it's going to be to your detriment. When I say to your detriment, what does that mean? If nothing less, you're going to waste your time. You're going to waste your time and you're going to waste your money. You see? Your time and your money, you're going to waste it. Why? Why is it a waste? Well, it's a waste because you really could be doing something more beneficial with your time. Okay? That's number one. And the money, it may not seem to be relevant, that, well, okay, that's spilled milk, that's water over the dam, However, think about for a split second what you could have done with all those $500 a week allowances, that $1,500 you sent for the roof, etc., etc. Think about what you could have done with that money with someone or with yourself that had your interests in heart. Again, you don't want to cry over spilled milk, but it's just something to consider. Okay, just something to consider. And you can rest assured that if you look at the relationship, this person is going to have what? A minimum investment. When I say a minimum investment, meaning their time, their energy, their everything is going to be at a bare minimum. It's going to be just enough to get by. When I say get by, meaning to say that I'm here. You follow me? Their investment is going to be a minimum. If they can't cook, are they going to learn how to cook? No. They don't want to invest the time. Their investment in the relationship is going to be a minimum. Things that they don't know, will they try to learn? No. Their investment is going to be a minimum. But they're always going to seek the most that they can get out of it. And when it comes to a point in time when they feel like perhaps they're not getting anything, boom. Okay? So what does it mean? All relationships are not going to be perfect. There's red flags. You got to recognize the red flags. When you see the red flags, don't disregard them. They mean something, okay? There's no question about it. They mean something. And if you think they don't mean anything, just wait until down the road. If you don't pull a plug, then you're going to go month after month, year after year, and you're going to be able to stack up your losses. You're going to be able to count them. And you're going to have more losses than wins. Okay? It's a fact. If the relationship is not good, if the hustle is not to your advantage, if the hustle is not for your benefit. Okay? So, listen, if you're not a subscriber, I need you to subscribe. Don't cost you nothing. Subscribe, hit the thumbs up button, leave a comment. If you're a subscriber, God bless you. I appreciate you. Tell your friends about me. Leave me a comment. Okay? If you got a question, let me know what your question is. Okay? But I just want to let you guys be aware that there are situations that you may get into that are not good. Okay? And you may get into several situations that are not good. Don't be afraid to pull a plug, okay? Cut your losses. Why? Because it's not going to add up. The motive for the relationship is flawed. The motive for the relationship is not in your favor. It's not for your benefit. If you go back to the very beginning, establishing, and you see just blatant lies, scams, cut. I couldn't be no more clearer to you. If you go back to the very beginning, the foundation of when you meet, how you meet, the things that transpire, if they're built on lies, if they're built on scams, cut it. Forget it. You can't make something out of nothing. You can't make something out of nothing. You need something to start with. And if you're starting with a lie, if you're starting with scams, it's not going to never work. Okay? And you could try to make it work as much as you want, but you're just prolonging the inevitable. Okay? So I'm not trying to discourage you from your relationship with the Filipina. I'm only trying to educate you, because it could be a Filipino, it could be anyone. It doesn't necessarily just pertain to Filipina. It pertains to real life situations. What's the real life situation? Relationship built on lies and scams cannot work simply because the hustle is not in your favor. The hustle was not meant to satisfy you. The hustle was meant to satisfy the other person. And that's all they're doing is hustling. For whatever reason, how petty the hustle may be, how big the hustle may be, who knows? But the reason for the hustle, you see, that's the clue. That's the key. The reason for the hustle. What is the expected outcome? Is it beneficial to you? If it's not, man, pull a plug. Why? Because you're being hustled. Simple as that. You're being hustled, and there's no way you can win. You can't beat her. You're being hustled. And if you're being hustled by a professional, Kama Sutra, Filipina hustler, you stand the chance of losing. Okay? Remember, always keep your options open. Okay? Don't let nobody tell you that you have to be loyal and faithful, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent to someone whom you are an option. Someone whom you are not a priority. To someone whom you come last, least. You're the least of the people to receive what you need from this person. You're the last one. But yet, you provide the most. So no, you don't have to be what is called faithful. What you have to do is be faithful to yourself. Be faithful to yourself. Be faithful to your own well-being. That's what you be faithful to. Not faithful to someone else's expectations, because their expectations could be chains. Their expectations could could be derogatory for you. Their expectations could mean your disaster. Their expectations could be your oppression. Follow me. Someone expects you to be faithful, loyal, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent. And how many days a week do you see them? What do they do for you when you see them? What do you get out the deal? But they're living a life. They're living a glorious life. They're living their dreams. They're doing how they want it. They're doing everything they want, need, desire. They're getting it. They go, come, and do as they please. And what about you? What do you get in return? Or is that just what they expect of you? That's just what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to do that. No, the fuck you are. No, you're not. Excuse my French. No, that's not what you're supposed to do. That shouldn't be your life. If you think that's your life, you're being hustled by the right person because they have brainwashed you. But no, that's not the way it goes. If you find yourself in that situation, pull a plug. Listen, once again, if you're a subscriber, I appreciate you. Leave me a comment, hit the thumbs up button. If you're not a subscriber, man, it's about time you subscribe. Because you've been watching my videos for almost a year. Subscribe, okay? I'm trying to get monetized. I need some subscribers. Help me out. God bless. Take care. Remember, when you help other people, you're really helping yourself. Take care. God bless.